Hello everyone, today we are going to implement the routing protocol, that is static routing, default routing and dynamic routing. These are the three types of the routing protocol, and for this we are going to take up two PT routers and two PCs. And let us connect them. Serial cable here between the routers. And now let us assign the IP addresses to the PC. Here we are giving 10.1 and the default gateway is 10.0.0.10. And now let us give here 20 dot. Different networks we are creating, and then here 20.10. and now let us assign the IP addresses in the interface of the router. No, enable configure terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown, then IP address 10.0.10 here and the subnet mask 255.0.0, and then exit. Now we have assigned the IP addresses for the fast Ethernet 0/0, and we are going to assign the IP address of the serial cable, that is interface serial 2/0, no shutdown. IP address, let us give here 30.1 255.0.0, enter, exit. And now let us go to the second router, and here enable configure terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown. IP address 20.10 255.0.0, exit. And for the serial interface serial 2/0, no shutdown. Then IP address 30.0.0.2, and then the subnet mask 0.0.0, exit. And we have assigned the IP addresses. The link is up, and if we try to ping from the PC and the command prompt, and let us ping the 20.network 20.1, and it is showing that the destination host is unreachable because we have not implemented the routing protocol. The LAN network is the packet is being dropped between the LAN network. It is not being forwarded from the router. This is how a router acts as a blockage, means it will be as a speed breaker, act as a speed breaker in the forwarding of the routing protocol. And now if we are going to implement the static route, that is the static routing in the router, then first let us see the route. So IP route, now we can see the directly connected networks, that is 10.network and 30.network, that is the serial interface and the fast Ethernet 0/0 of this router. And now if we want to ping 20.1, that is this interface, this PC, then the packets must be forwarded from the PC of this first PCPT PC0 to the router, and from the serial interface it must go to the PC. So let us implement the routing protocol, that is let us go to the global configuration mode. Now IP route, now we have to type which IP address we want to ping, that is 20.0.0, and the subnet mask of the IP network and then here we can give next hop IP address or the exit interface of the local route. Let us give next hop IP address, that is the serial interface, which is 30.0.2, and now enter and exit and show IP route. And now here the router knows about this 20 dot network statically. Here S represent static routing that can be seen here above. And now we have to implement on the second router IP route. If we want to go to 10 dot network, which subnet mask is 255.0.0, and we have to give the next hop IP address for this router, that is 30.1. And now if we see show IP route, now this router knows about the 10 dot network that is statically connected. And now if we try to ping from the first PC and ping 20.1, enter, it will be pinging. First packet is dropped and we are getting the reply. And this is how we implement the static routing. And let us ping from the second PC 10.0.0.1, and we are directly getting the replies. And this is how we implement the static routing. And now if we want to implement the default routing, so for this, first we are going to remove the IP routes and configure terminal. Here we are going to give no IP route and show IP route, and now it does not know. We have removed the static routing from the first router, and then we must be removing from the second router. And Control A, no, enter, exit, show IP route. And now we have removed the static routing from the router. And now if we try to ping, it will show the destination host unreachable. Yes, we have removed the static routing from the router. It is showing that the destination host is unreachable. We are not able to ping. So if we go to the router and configure terminal, in the global configuration mode, if we want to implement the default routing, that is IP route whatsoever network, we would be using 20.0.0.0.0 and whatsoever the subnet marks, and we are going to give the next hop IP addresses, that is 30.2. and now this is static routing and default routing are somehow same, but in static routing we are going for the individual network, and here we are giving as any network can be established in the default routing. So if we type enter and if we check the route, so IP route, and now here is the default routing has been implemented. And now let us go to another router and configure terminal. IP route 0.0.0.0 and the subnet mask whichever subnet mask, and then the next hop IP addresses 30.1. and now if we check the IP route, and we can see the default routing has been implemented, and this shows the default routing which we have already implemented. And now if we try to ping ping 20.1. We are getting the reply from the default route. And if we try to ping from this PC again, ping 10.1, it will be pinging yes. So this is how we implement static routing and default routing. Thank you.